Hello, hello. Okay, finally we are back. I hope I am audible. Yeah, hello everyone. Actually, the purpose of this stream is to look out the new board which is released by the Arduino after it being acquired by Qualcomm over 2 months back. And yeah, this is actually quite an interesting board, and it is first ever SBC board ever developed by an Arduino. If you see here, this is the SoC developed by Qualcomm itself. Actually, this SoC contains some edge computing hardware, which is really helpful for AI applications. And as you can see here, this side 2 SoC, we have a RAM chip. For this specific board, we have 2 GB of RAM. And if you see here, this is the power management IC, and this is the Wi-Fi Bluetooth related IC, dedicated Wi-Fi IC. And if you see here, we can see the on PCB antenna for Wi-Fi. And over the back, we have this eMMC storage device. This is the eMMC storage device which holds up to 16 gigabytes. And this is actually the interesting part. This is the STM32 low power MCU. Actually, it is running Zephyr right now, a real-time operating system. And I forgot to mention, this main SoC is running Arduino's first ever custom embedded Linux inside it. We can have its own, I mean, it is not console based OS, it is a full fledged Debian based, Linux based OS developed by Arduino. Just like Raspberry Pi. I mean, if you seen Raspberry Pi OS, you'll you'll understand what I'm saying. Yeah, this is basically the hardware itself. I mean, yeah, it is safe to say it is the most powerful Arduino board ever created. Let me power up this UNO Q. Actually, you might need one of these HDMI connectors in order to use this SBC as a whole computer, whole another computer like your laptop. Actually, this USB Type C hub is used to connect keyboard, mouse, and even a display monitor too. It contains an HDMI cable. Right now, I'm not showing the actual Linux, which is inside this Arduino UNO Q, because I have some issues with this board. I mean, like several other early buyers of this new Arduino board, I'm having some issues with it. Yeah, mostly it will get fixed in the upcoming patches. But there are some serious things you need to concern before buying this particular board. Even though, yeah, it is very on spec, it is very powerful and very, you know, like a first of its kind board. But you need to know very important things before you buy this board. Yeah, actually, let me show the full details of this particular board. Yeah, actually, this is what inside the actual Qualcomm SoC, which is Dragon Wing QRB2210. The main game changer is this, the Adreno GPU 3D graphics accelerator. This is actually used to facilitate the AI computation on real time, which is absent in Raspberry Pi hardware. Even though Raspberry Pi have a more powerful SoC compared to Qualcomm's Dragon Wing, it is missing this particular GPU section inside its SoC. And yeah, we have some camera connectors and supported formats of it. And this is the MCU part, which you have seen at the back of uh, this particular board, which is STM32 U585. This is very low power MCU, and yeah, these are its general specification. It is a Cortex M family uh, processor based of 160 megahertz CPU. Yeah, these are the things you can connect using the single USB port which has been given on the board, which I have just shown you. Yeah, and as you can see here, it is recommending to connect all these particular peripherals only with the 4 GB variant. And the funny thing is that the 4 GB RAM variant is not yet released till date. Most probably it might release next year. The board which I have just shown you is a 2 GB variant Arduino board, Arduino UNO Q board. Yeah, and these are, these are all the specs of this particular board. Actually, the appreciating part about this particular entire this board and ecosystem is that the inbuilt GPU accelerator and the coordination between the SoC and MCU, which is absent in any other board which has been released until now. I mean, it's been like more or less complete SoC based chip, SSD based board, or a complete MCU based board, or as you know, like adaptive SoC based boards were there. But this is one of the few breeds which contains SoC and MCU on a single board. Yeah, and another impressive thing is that this is the Arduino App Lab. Uh, I'm logging into my board, which is connected to my laptop via USB-C port. Uh, yeah, this is the Arduino App Lab. Actually, these are the default templates which you can use and which you can flash to your board to kind of uh, have a base template to work on. I mean, it is hard to kind of build anything from scratch from a new particular board. So Arduino develop provided its uh, predefined template kind of things to get started. So these are some basic and some AI related stuff which you can actually implement on this Arduino UNO Q right away. Yeah, yeah. The main thing I want to discuss here is that let me show a quick demo how things will work on this software development platform, which is also new after Qualcomm being sorry Arduino being acquired by Qualcomm. This is the very latest software development IDE which came after the release of Arduino UNO Q itself. Right now it is kind of meant for only this Arduino UNO Q, I believe. And yeah, let me give a quick demo of what you can actually do with this particular new Arduino UNO Q board. Actually, it is kind of really good. Actually, let me show some new features which were being implemented in this board for the first time. Actually, yeah, this bricks concept is bought up with this new Arduino UNO Q. I think which is really resourceful in order to fastly prototype a product or quickly get things done. Actually, the this new feature name is called bricks, okay, which I'm going to talk about right now. What this brick will do is that it will kind of uh, modularize a particular feature, like let's say you want to implement a web UI for your project, or you want to implement some REST API service in your project, or you want to make use of an AI model, or any feature which you want to use in your particular project. You don't need to build up that particular feature, let's say like web UI, from scratch. What you can actually do is that, let me show you. Yeah, these are the bricks. uh, as you can see is that there are several bricks which you can start with. Let's say like web UI HTML. What this brick will do is that it will provide you a base for your web UI development. I mean, instead of working from scratch, what you can do is that grab out this template and make use of this template to modify it according to your need. Let me actually demonstrate a thing. In that way, you will get a really good picture of what I'm saying. I will choose blink LED with UI. Yeah, here you can have a quick outlook of this particular project, which is the default template of Arduino UNO app lab. So what's happening is that the web UI will be hosted on this Linux, which is present in our Qualcomm new SoC. This is the SoC. What SoC will do is that it will kind of deals with the web UI and Python scripts which you want to implement, and the all the real time stuff like controlling LED hardware or any real time peripherals like SPI, I2C, etc., which is dealt by the MCU part, which is STM32U585. Let me actually explain you that. So this is our UNO Q. As you have seen, this is the SoC which is present on the board. What this chip will do is that it will obviously it contains Linux in it, so it is more easy to uh, implement some web servers and custom Python scripts and any OS related stuff. So and the MCU which is present beneath the board, which is STM32U585, what it will do is that all the real-time operations like SPI, I2C and any AUTOS based performance. And I forgot to mention this STM32 is running Zephyr RTOS, and you might get an obvious doubt like how these two actually communicate with each other, which with each other, which is actually a software layer called RPC actually, which is actually it is better to discuss about this later in the later part. So yeah, this is the basic overview of this system which we have and the purpose of each part. So in this particular template, what we are doing is that we are controlling LED which is in the jurisdiction of STM32. And what the Linux will do is that it will host a web server in order to give an interactive uh, UI to the end user and to control the hardware which is in the scope of our MCU, which is STM32. So yeah, it will be a quick and fun way to explore its new features. And let me just dump it, dump this default template into our actual board. And another drawback which I want to discuss is that I mean it is not like a really bad drawback, but if you want to kind of dump your code or a default template or reinstall a new OS patch to your actual board of your Arduino UNO Q, it will take a lot time. I mean, really long time since it is running Linux. Yeah, there are like many things to configure and set up, so it will take some time to actually dump your particular design into your actual board. And talking about upgrading the entire OS, yeah, actually that is kind of a nightmare for beginners, which I will tell you at the closing section of this particular stream. Yeah, this is the web server. It's been launched right after we complete dumping our project into our Arduino UNO Q board. This is the interactive UI, which is hosted by our SOC part. So let me just click it. Yeah, as you can see, whenever I click this button in UI, it will this UI related stuff is handled by the SOC part, and SOC gives uh, some commands to MCU, and MCU will light up this LED which you are seeing which you are seeing on the screen. So yeah, this is the basic demonstration of what you can do with the Arduino UNO Q. So actually I want to show you another possible case. I mean another way how you can use this what you say use the STM32 microcontroller. I mean, let's say you don't need a OS part. I mean, you don't need any SOC uh, doing its thing. Let's say you only need the RTOS MCU part, which is handled by our MCU. Let's say you don't need any web UI or any Python script, stuff like that, and you only need to kind of use this particular uh, MCU. Let's say, what is the procedure? I mean, in that case, you definitely want to use this Arduino app lab, or you can you use the existing Arduino IDE. Actually, the answer is yes. You can use Arduino IDE just for the operations involved with only MCU, and you won't touch any OS or SOC part when you use this Arduino IDE. Let me show up a really quick demo of that using Arduino IDE. What will be the programming procedure in order to blink an LED? Yeah, this is the Arduino IDE. Uh, I think everyone is familiar with this since this is the only IDE which is the gateway to port or code your Arduino based design. So yeah, using this old IDE too, you can do your stuff. I mean, like select the Arduino UNO Q here, and you will detect your board, and you can set up that, yeah, as usual. That is pretty generic. And let me quickly show you how to actually blink an LED using a bare metal setup. And yeah, the main thing which I want to point out is that I tried to blink an LED using complete bare metal approach. I mean, even by get reading of this void loop and void set of functions, I tried to implement it, but it didn't work. Uh, actually, the main the main function which you will be using in this particular bare metal program for Arduino UNO Q is kind of conflicting with the library library adaptation of this particular series. It won't be the case for obviously the Atmega 328P or any other things, and I didn't try complete bare metal approach from STM32 Cube IDE. Actually, I don't know whether it is possible to dump a code using STM32 Cube IDE into this Arduino UNO Q's STM32 microcontroller. The thing which I want to mention is that, yeah, you need to forcefully use this void setup and void loop uh, in order to make your code work in the bare metal approach. Yeah, let me. Yeah, this is the actual. What do you say? Uh, by looking at the schematic, you will get to know the LED, which is. Let me just show you real quickly. The LED right here, these two LEDs belonging to the STM's hardware. Yeah, and these are for Qualcomm's Dragon Wing SoC related LEDs for 1 and 2. So we'll try to blink the STM32's LEDs using this bare metal code. Yeah, this is the schematic of our Arduino UNO Q board. Yeah, Qualcomm just mentioned that Arduino related boards and projects will be open source throughout 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 its no, whatever the products which it's going to release, it will follow the culture of open sourcing everything related to design. Yeah, just like that, you can find Arduino Uno's entire schematic. Um yeah, that's in that schematic you will find the connection which is made to the LEDs which I have shown right now. So yeah, these MCU LEDs are actually kind of they are RGB LEDs. We can lit up the red light if we pull this particular pH 10 high, and yeah, if we go back to the code, this H10 will fall into the port H and pin 10, and yeah, we can set up this particular LED template, and if you want to lit up another LED, you can make changes you can make changes here. Right now it's been set to 10th pin of H port, so it should blink third LED which is on the front facing of Arduino UNO Q board. So let me just quickly flash this particular code. Yeah, it will flash like any other Arduino board. There is no differentiation in that. Yeah, as you can see, the LED has lit up. Yeah, so this is the way you can flash your design into Arduino UNO Q using the main Arduino IDE. And if you want any complex SOC stuff like web server, AI, and stuff like that, you can use this new Arduino App Lab, actually, which is also uh, pretty handful actually for high level projects. So yeah, this is the basic demo which I want to show you, and the main purpose of this particular stream is that telling whether you should actually buy this particular board or not. So yeah, my final say will be, know, when you kind of power up this board right after you unbox this particular Arduino Uno Q from this little box, you will be having a very tough time dealing with the initial boot up. As I told you, yeah, it is having the new Arduino's new OS, right? When you initially power up, it will ask for like a upgrade to new OS, upgrade to newer version of OS. Yeah, and what happens if you not upgrade it? Obviously, yeah, it is extremely buggy. I have to tell you. Even now, um, the Arduino App Lab is not a full-fledged platform, I would say, because Let me just show you one thing. I have restarted the Arduino app lab. Yeah, as you can see, you can log in via network too. But when you click this, you can't change the user. I mean, yeah, in OS you can have different users, especially for Linux. Uh, you can't switch the user. That's the first thing. And second thing is that even if you type your correct password, you can't log in. This thing will rotate for hours and hours, but you can't log in even with the correct password. And this is the genuine issue. I mean, many of the users facing the same issue, and the solution for this problem is that reinstall the entire OS from scratch again. So yeah, you might say, yeah, what's the deal? You can reinstall the OS once again since everything is available, right? But the thing is that for reinstalling, you need additional flashing tools. Okay. Yeah, and most importantly, you can download these things. Yeah, what's the deal? You can say, yeah, what's the problem if you download those tools? Even after you download those tools, actually, another problem is that it will take like minimum 2 to 3 hours. If your internet is good, if you have like a really good internet and you have experience in flashing images in the sense OS, minimum 3 hours you have to dedicate to just bring up this particular board out of the box. I mean, until then you can't even blink a single LED. That's the main catch here. So yeah, uh, by now you might have been understood the fact that this Arduino app lab and the OS inside this new Qualcomm's QBR2210 is not a fully mature product yet. But yes, in future it will be a full-fledged, very high performance and reliable source. But right now it is not, and it's not kind of uh, worth it in many cases. Let me just say, um, another thing is that right now we have only 2 GB RAM variants available to buy. And this 2 GB RAM variants, I mean, I didn't do any experiments on camera or AI related stuff yet, but I have seen some reviews online saying that uh, this 2 GB RAM variant is giving like less than 2 FPS of camera processing speed, less than 2 FPS. And this UNO Q 2 GB variant is more or less equal to this Raspberry Pi 4 or Pi 5's 2 GB variant, which contains a full-fledged OS and fully matured product. But Q, I don't know, even with the inbuilt 3D graphics accelerator and stuff like that, according to the online early reviewers, it is not up to the mark. Yeah, I mean, yeah, since it is embedded centric and this is completely SBC centric, it is more focused on real-time operating system, real-time operations. There is no comparison between these two. I mean, first of all, we shouldn't compare these two based on SBC aspect. Actually, this is more prone towards real-time operations. So, what I'm trying to say is that if you desperately want an OS aspect to your MCU, this is the first checklist you want to make sure. And second thing which you want to see is that uh, you want it immediately. If you want it immediately, because this 2 GB is kind of not so sufficient, and Arduino App Lab is being so buggy. Uh, unless you want this particular board immediately, you shouldn't buy it. Wait until the 4 GB variant releases next year, or at least wait until this app lab kind of fixes its bugs. Yeah, that is these are the two main checklists which you have to look into before buying in this particular UNO Q board. Uh, right now, simply I want to conclude this stream saying that it is not fully matured ecosystem yet. Uh, it is actually better to wait it out until a 4 GB variant comes in, and this particular app lab kind of fixes its kind of irritating issues, and it would take like 2 to 3 hours to just set up the OS and all this nonsense. It is better to wait until everything gets fixed, and yeah, maybe next year or so you can buy this particular product. And yeah, it contains very good features like bricks and so on and so forth. It is actually a worthy product, but not fully matured yet. So that is my suggestion. And yeah, if you have any other queries, or you have anything to uh, ask regarding this Arduino Uno Q, you can mention it in the comment section. So yeah.